everyone. It's Bonnie from expressionsvinyl.com, and as you know, I'm a little bit new to vinyl, and I'm especially new to heat transfer vinyl. So today I want to show you from start to finish how to put a logo on a t-shirt. My husband decided that he wanted his business logo on a t-shirt. And so I actually took one of his business cards and I snapped a picture of it with my phone and I have uploaded it onto my computer. So I'm going to show you exactly how to get it from his business card onto the computer and onto a shirt, just like this one I did right here. So let's begin. Okay, so I have uploaded my husband's business card. I just cropped out the bottom part that has his name, but that top part right there is his logo. So obviously when you are doing a logo, you want to make sure that it is a logo that you have the rights to actually use it and that you're not illegally using a logo. So I'm going to go down into library and I'm going to import that to my library. I've saved it on my desktop here just to make it easy for me to find. And there is my car logo right here. So I'll slide that over to my Silhouette, and now I've got the logo that I want to put on his shirt right here. But it is not yet in a cut file. So what I need to do is trace that so that I will be able to cut it and put it onto a shirt. So I'm going up into Object, down to Trace. I'm going to select the trace area and I'm going to choose that entire thing to trace right there. And when I move the business card away, you can see this car and the words that I've traced. And I purposely got a little extra into my trace area. That's part of the phone number that was on the business card because I wanted to show how to get rid of things like that. When you accidentally trace a little bit more than you wanted, or when something that you don't want in your picture appears, then I want to show you how to get rid of that. So I'm going to click on it. Right now it is one full image. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to release the compound path right down here at the bottom. And you can see how instantly that made every single one of these things separate. So now I can simply click on each one of those marks that I don't want to have in my picture and get rid of them. And I can also see, let me zoom in here, I can also see that there is a little thing that ended up in my R. So I'm going to get rid of that and delete that mark as well. Okay, so now this is actually a cuttable picture. If I wanted to just send this to my Silhouette to cut, it would cut this right out. But there's a few things that we need to do to it first in order to put it on our heat transfer. I want to make this car up here red, and I want to make the lettering black. So I am going to select my car. You can see when I hit release compound, it released each one of these pieces separately. You can see right here where the tire was and the windows. I want those to be one piece. So I'm going to group them back together and I'm going to make a compound path. Now, when we add color to it, we can see that it is showing color everywhere that I want there to be color. It didn't color in the windows, it made it exactly how I want it. I'll show you what would happen if I did not make that compound path. Let me select all of these letters down here. I'm going to group them together but I'm not going to do that compound path. See how it filled in my A and my O and the D? It filled in the circles. That's because I didn't create that compound path. So that's why that is important right there. Make compound path. Now when I fill it in with color, you can see it made the holes just like I wanted it to in each one of those letters. Okay, so this is exactly how I want the logo to appear on the shirt. I want that car to be red. I want the lettering to be black. So let's size it a little bit. What kind of size do I need? I'm putting this on a golf shirt. What kind of size do I want? I'm going to select both of these now and group them back together and move them up here. If you're unsure on what size, one great thing to do is to just play with some of the different sizes. You can adjust it on your Silhouette, bigger or smaller, and a great thing to do is just to print it out on paper. That way you don't waste your vinyl, and if you're unsure of what it's going to look like, then you can kind of hold it up there and see. So I just printed this out from my Silhouette right onto my printer, and I can see how that's going to kind of look on my shirt. I decided to add a offset onto it to make it pop out a little bit more, and so I'm going to show you how to offset it so that it will pop out. So we've got our car and our wording selected here, and if I offset, then it selected everything and it offset it. If it offset everything and I want to weld that together so that now it's just going to be one big piece. Now you can see right here in the tires and in those words how it's still showing a little bit of it didn't weld all it. Well, it didn't offset all the way. It's going to. I don't want that to be there. I want that back piece to be all one big piece. So I'm going to get rid of this right here by editing those points. I'm going to get rid of this one as well. So now my back color will be all one piece. What I am going to do now is, when you are using heat transfer, it's important to remember you have to do it backwards. It's not just the words that we're going to print out backwards. It's also, in this circumstance, it's also this car right here. If I don't flip that around, then the car would be facing the wrong way. So we are going to select this entire image and we are going to mirror it. We are also selecting that offset and we're going to mirror that so that now everything is, it looks like it's mirrored, it's backwards. Now it's ready to cut. So I'm going to show you an easy way to separate these three colors because I'm cutting red, I'm cutting the offset color, and I'm also cutting the black lettering. So I'm going to show you an easy way to separate these three pieces of vinyl so that they're easy to cut. So first of all, I've got my original right here. I'm going to just move that off of my screen. I'm going to duplicate it and pull that duplicated copy down here into my workspace. And let's say first I want to print out the red car. So I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to erase my words, erase my offset, And now I only have the red car. So I can load my red into my silhouette. You want to make sure that you are loading it in upside down. This is so important. Some colors, it's really easy to tell. This is the back, obviously, because it's not red, and this is the front. So when I load it into my silhouette machine, I want to load it. This is the top, this is the bottom, and that's how I want to load it in. It will cut onto the back side. On some of the colors, it's not quite as easy to tell. For example, the black, it's black on both sides. You can just see this is a little bit more dull. This is the front, this is the back. So you can see it's a little bit more dull. Sometimes it does get a little bit tricky, but that's going to be key in order to print out your heat transfer vinyl. Back side, top side. Always make sure you're printing it out on the back. You're cutting it out on the back. Okay, so now we've cut out our red, and I'm going to move that aside. I'm going to go to my original, make another duplicate, bring it down to my work surface here and ungroup it. This time, I'm going to cut the black letters. So get rid of my car, delete my offset, and now my black lettering is ready to cut. I'm going to move that one aside, duplicate my original for the last time, ungroup it, and now I want to cut my offset, which is my electric silver lens. So delete my lettering and delete my car, and there's my offset. So now you can see that I've created 3 different colors to cut: my black, my red, my offset. Super easy. If you're layering several colors, this is a really great way to do this so that you don't get confused as to what you should be cutting with each color. Okay, so hopefully that helps a little bit as far as designing. I have already cut those out of I've already cut all 3 of those colors out on my silhouette. So I've got my silver lens, I've got my race car, and my black lettering in all 3 different colors. So I want to make sure that my heat press, if you're using a heat press, make sure that that's set at the right temperature. If you're using an iron, then make sure that that's also set at the right temperature. One trick to use, I'm going to be using just a golf shirt, so one trick to use, just to line up, make sure that you have a straight line so that the logo isn't twisted on your chest, right across your chest, is I'm going to fold the arms down right underneath the armpits. So that is going to give me a straight line right across the chest. And actually, on a golf shirt where I've got the buttons, I know I just want it on the right half. And so I'm going to fold that, and I'm going to put it on my heat press, and I'm just pressing down just the right side because that's where I know my logo is going to be. I'm just going to put it on for about 4 seconds. And now that's given me a line right across the chest that I'm going to line the offset. I'm going to line that offset right up with that line. So keep in mind what you want on the bottom versus what you want on the top. I obviously can't do the letters on top of underneath the offset, so that's my bottom piece. So I'm going to take that bottom piece of the color, and I'm going to line it up right there on the line. Where I have a carrier sheet, I don't need to use a multi-use paper, but you can. You just want to make sure that none of your vinyl is exposed to the heat. And since all of mine is covered, I'm not going to use that right now. So I just need to hold it down for 5 seconds. And Easy Weed is a hot or cold pull. The reason that I'm doing it only for 5 seconds is that I'm going to put more layers on it. I'm putting 3 layers on it, and so it's going to keep getting heat applied to it. Normally, if you were only using 1 layer, you would want to hold it on for 10 to 15 seconds. Now I'm taking my lettering and lining that right up onto my offset. Now that my offset is exposed, I am going to use the multi-use paper, multi-purpose paper. And peeling that lettering off. And my last layer is my race car. Again, I'll put my multi-use paper shiny side down and 5 more seconds. Now, if you feel like it didn't adhere like you want to, it would be okay to do 1 more hit on it. I think it I think it adhered just like I wanted it to. So let's see our finished product. Yay, we have a logo on a shirt. So if you found this helpful, if you thought it was great, thumbs up it, leave a comment, subscribe to our page, and let us know what you think or what questions you have. Talk to you soon. Bye.